These are daily market review for Monday, September 23rd, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, your daily market review for Monday, September 23, 2024. Hopefully you're having a great weekend. Had one good day. I mean, it's one of those days, the Monday after an options expiration, as we've talked about in the past, can be kind of sleepy, choppy, boring, and at sometimes just a day not even worth watching too much. Now again, there's nothing certain about what to expect every day, but I tell people this all the time. These days can be very slow and boring because after options expiration, there still is a little bit of, I don't know, of extermination potentiality, especially if there's no, I don't know, I guess there is massive news out there coming, but we'll see how it plays out near term. So dig in, grab a coffee. Let's check out the levels, what to expect coming up, the formations, the potentialities, and review the markets. If you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, links in the description below. We know going into the end of the month, the last day of the month is I think next Monday, or Tuesday, which is interesting. If you go look at some of the action, there's a lot of bearish days in the Stock Traders Almanac going into that. We'll see how it plays out because again, people get mad or I don't know, people get very emotional. I personally think the market's topped. Could be wrong, but the risk reward at this point is very defined, very simple. And so keep it simple, stupid. Check out Twitter, posting trades, ideas, thoughts. Like, subscribe to the notification bell on whatever platform you're watching. I'd appreciate it. And check out, again, the educational trading videos. They're everywhere. Even on my website, check this out, turn profits into properties and passive income. That is the goal. Tons of great resources. Recommended reading. Yeah, fun stuff. Again, lots of resources. I'll let you guys check it out. If you want to chat, hit me up on the Calendly. Can hit you up anytime, or you can hit me up anytime. See my schedule, availability wise. Love to chat, see what I can do. Again, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, and you do not hit me up, I personally will take it with offense. I mean, you can, unless you have a great agent in your area, great. If you don't, and you're looking for help, need somebody, want to work with somebody that can put you in touch with somebody that can give you 2 agents for the price of 1. You'll get me and another referring agent, and we're going to make sure we do our best to help you out, whether you're buy, sell, investing. All right, CME watch tool, 54.45. We're on pace for a half rate cut in the next meeting, which, okay, we'll see if that happens. Bitcoin broke the downtrend, chopping at the range. Again, we talked about needing to get over that 64,000 plus 65 area. Keep an eye on it. Oil coming into the downtrend. Will it break out? Again, demand destruction. Have they priced in all the goodness before the badness is over? That's the thing, right? Keep that in mind. Natural gas holding up pretty darn well. Hope to stay. I mean, the train seems like it's leaving the station, but it could be another one of these choppiness. Again, I mean, if you're long natural gas, congrats. I would never recommend shorting it. I'm just looking at a one handle on it. People go, oh, is that going to happen? I don't know. Don't know anything for certain. TLT. So we talked about pulling back. If you took profits at the highs, congratulations. We talked about higher rates potentially coming after they priced in lower rates, meaning the run up into the Fed to push the rates down. Now it's chopping around, expecting that. Again, if you sold calls on the UBT, you're looking good. The dollar, as we talked about, watching for dollar volatility, it seems to be compressing. Post FOMC day, not a lot really going on. The VIX, chopping, chop, fizz, whatever relief it is. VIVIX seems to have found like a level that makes sense. 100-day worth a watch. Again, that makes sense. Why? Oh yeah, the VIX is bottom. Bonds are probably going to be volatile. Dollar's going to be volatile at the levels they're at. It makes sense. A SPY might have some problems up here. Look, another doji. Indecision, right? Keep an eye on it, because if you get back under the 465 area, that's a trap, a bull trap, and could just absolutely get smoked. And this is what's so hard is it could gap down, and if it gaps down, it's going to piss off a ton of people and get them stuck. And that's why we're shorting up here. Again, it makes sense. Again, I like the Qs because it's the laggard, right? It's not making new all-time highs. It's got a reference. Simple and easy. That's what we like. IWM makes sense if you short it up here. Reference. Keep it simple. DIA has been holding up pretty well. Credit where credit's due. I mean, it's been doing well. Keep an eye on it. Gold broke out, missed it. Again, I've got physical. I can't really chase this action. Again, I always wait for pullbacks. And if we're going to ride the 20-day all the way up, at some point you'll get it. It's hard to really trust because, again, silver and the miners, silver's not making new highs. It did break the downtrend. But here you go. Look at the miners. You'd like to see them, like, Today's action was silly. It's like, all right, here we go. Nope. GDXJ, right? Doesn't even... This is hard. This is why we talk about when you're looking for bottoms and tops, sometimes you see retest, right? Keep an eye on that, okay? Keep an eye. AG. We like AG long-term. Expect these names to pull back. AEM, really like this one. It's been freaking bomb.com leading really well. Been the boss, right? Tony Danza of the metals that I follow, looking pretty good. Keep an eye on it. Newmont, which is not the boss, but it has risk reward here in references. Man, even look at today's candle, like that hammer. MC hammer time. Post OPEX. Man, this is tricky. Again, I like miners long term. If you disappear, I think you'll be fine, but they could get whacked. I've seen them drop 30, 40, 50, even 60% based on market pullbacks and just black swan events and credit events. And it's like, be careful. Pass. Chopping around. Tech, this is where I think all the money is to be made. Keep it simple. Stupid, right? Keep an eye on it. Here you go. Chopping around. We got some earnings coming up. Was it Micron and Costco coming up this week? Watch this level there. I mean, it's an easy short reference. Micron, as we said, has earnings coming up in, I think, Wednesday. I mean, I thought this was going to bounce. I got like a little bite of it. But man, congrats. If you see the gap fill and going into it, I mean, again, I just be careful riding through earnings. Run the, like, it seems like it might get squeezed into earnings, and after that, who knows? Right? AMD, watching this range. NVDA, makes sense for me to just keep it on. Again, we have a short on this. Very simple, up against the trend line. Simple, 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 simple. If you get stopped out, you get stopped out. SMCI, again, Jay Solstice was talking about this one. I mean, it looks bullish over the 20-day. Gap fill. Thought the 500 area was coming. Again, if you have profits in this trade, just raise your stops. You never know. They could cut the legs out from under this thing at any point, y'all. That's the thing. Intel, going to get bought out by Qualcomm. I don't believe that for a second. I don't know why anyone would need Intel at this point. Again, it seems like that rumor to unload before it gets smashed and thrown out of the Dow. That's my guess. Could be wrong. Again, please don't hate my opinion. That's my thought on it. SMH, again, if you bought Soxus around 21, 22, chopping around. Watch for a 100-day retest maybe. I don't know. Adobe, got crushed post earnings, chopping around the 100-day. Apple, said watch this. Keep an eye on it. It doesn't look that healthy. Amazon, holding up pretty damn well. Talked about the gap fill. You got it. Now watch what happens. Meta, I mean, this thing looked like it was going to go to the moon. All right, today's candle, just put a little eyeball on it. Now, the volume's not great, so it could retest, but that, to me, looks a little ominous after a big move up. CRM, watching the 200-day makes sense to short here. Google, we talked about watching the mid-160s. Here you go. I mean, again, this is what's about shorting or going long. It's the thought process is simple. Know your levels, define your risk, and if you're wrong, you're gone. It's so damn simple, whether you're long or short. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Microsoft, here we go. Chopping around. A lot of red days. NDAQ, again, I think this exchange bears the brunt of all pain long-term for the tech sector. However, again, I have not reshorted it yet. Worth an eyeball on it. MicroStrategy, we talked about. Bitcoin holds up. This is going to hold up. Boop, 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 doo. You got to get over this 152 and change area. Right? You tested it. It's cool. Staging. Bitcoin breaks out, you know this is going back to 160s, 170s. Again, if you followed this trade, we talked about back testing the trend line. Leave a comment below. Like, that's a really good trade. 125 to 150. You bet your sweet ass. Netflix, we talked about chopping around the 700 area. Okay, is what it is. Roblox, talked about like it can't break out. It just doesn't seem to have the oomph. As long as it holds up here, high and tight is strong. But if it starts bleeding back, gets below the 20-day, raggy. PanW, again, I like this long term. I think cybercrime and cybersecurity issues are going to be only more rampant, but Pelosi's buying it, but I'd like to see a pullback. Tesla, I mean, people are talking about shorting the gap. Didn't do any of that, but like, hey, yeah, we talked about the up move. A lot of people were like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, dude, once it gets over, 235, it had the potential to fill a gap. This gap area, right? It makes sense. I mean, could you go back to the highs? I mean, this seems to be a name that if Trump's leading, Tesla might have some upside. I mean, just while the market consolidates, chops around, whatever you want to call it, keep an eye Own it. On it. Sorry. Insight. Like this company to get bought out long term. Go on. Close it. There you go. I think it's just going to consolidate. If it breaks out over, I mean, think about it. Like if it breaks out over this level and breaks the downtrends, like you've got significant upside. At least for a trade. I mean, you could play 5-10 points probably pretty damn quick. Pfizer chopping around. Looks like it's consolidating. Mickey D's. Watching the 300 level. Here's another one. If you break out over, it could go for freaking bonkers. DKNG. No, DKNG. Again, I like this short. Yeah, it makes sense. You have a defined risk here. Look at this doji today. I mean, this is what we talk about. Bull traps, bear traps at the lows. Like, here's a bear trap. Oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, here's your retest. All right, here's your bull trap. Do you need a retest or is it just like that? Again, there's so many different formations, but they all are meant to trick. And once there's a trick, there's usually a trade. Make sense? Especially you go Halloween themed here. Airbnb, we talked about the dead, like the worst trash floats last. All right, worth a watch. Inside day, low volume. Costco seems to be holding up. 20 days the key, and it just seems to be riding that sucker. Whee! Starbucks, as we talked about, chopping around. After the new CEO, I mean, it's got to prove the market. I mean, they're going to probably need a quarter, or they're going to need some sort of earnings meeting to talk about, right? See what happens. FedEx, we talked about this, like not looking good. Gaps down on earnings. Going to consolidate while the market chops? Absolutely. Caterpillar freaking doing things up at the highs. Worth a watch. Inside days. DE. Get your DE. We talked about this trade, man. That was a really good trade. I know some people who took this off of the lows going into earnings, and they bought the stock. They hedged into earnings, and then, again, defined the risk with a hedge and running it. Congrats. Nucor. Again, we like materials long run. It's just I'm hesitant to chase bottoms, but all right, you got references. We like X, right? We talked about this one. It's going to get bought out. See this thing in a 20 handle again? Keeping on it. VALE. Again, these names should be ripping. They just look sad and tired. Arrow, Copper. I mean, I like junior copper long term. Letting it play out. CC Jizzle. Again, seems to be a rebuilding. Keep an eye on it. Okay. And again, we like all this kind of stuff. Does this make sense? Anyone have any? We like materials. That's just, man, that's really fast and strong. So it makes sense why the moving averages might act as resistance. CF, again, we like ag. People got to eat. Keep an eye on it. Mosaic. TR. I mean, they're all like range lows, just chopping around. Worth a watch. AA Aeron. Talked about this name. Again, I like aluminum. It's just an ugly freaking chart. Obviously, they have economic sensitivity. That's the hardest thing here. It's like, when does it go? I don't know. XLF, again, if you bought the FAS in the 7s, you're feeling pretty good about it. Not surprised on a day with a div. Chops around. Keep an eye on it. JP Mo. Rallied at the end of the day. Okay. Watching the 50-day, 20-day. I mean, these are great references for shorting if you're going to short lower highs. Morgan Stanley kind of popped up, dropped. All right, you got a great reference here. Bank of America. Again, Buffett probably can't sell this damn name fast enough. Every time it hits 41, it cha-ching. Goldman Snacks. We talked about this one, right? Range. You got clearly walls. Okay, will they get over it or not? Kerr. Talked about this again. Watching, stalking. It's interesting the Monday after OPEX, seeing a lot of OPEX div. See that red bar? That's a div. Keep an eye on it. XBI. Look at this, man. Congrats. I mean, look if you shorted this at the open, kapow. Nice work. I know some people who potentially are on this trade. So keep an eye on it. XHB, range highs, worth a watch. Again, I don't think housing can sustain. TAN, watch this out, right? Chopping around. Again, I mean, all these names are chopping around. I don't trust them. But again, if oil rallies, solar rallies. I mean, this is the thing. You've got ranges, watching the 124s. First solar, look at this. Back up. Sneaky. HYG, again, I think you got to be high to your damn mind. Back testing trend lines, all sorts of wild stuff up here. So keep an eye on that. Oil. right? Chopping around. Again, I personally, think that oil has very limited downside once we bottom. After that, then you're good. But now, UNG, right? Love this. No, we love the short, the KLD. Congrats. If you're long it, again, I'm not saying here go ahead and short oil, right? I like the short of the KLD, man. Look at that trade from 80. Whew. You might want to start taking a little profit. Manage the trade. Congrats if you've done it. You done did it. XOP. Keep an eye on this one. Again, it seems like it's staging, but could get to the, 50-day, but I don't like this candle. We'll keep an eye on it. ExxonMobil, holding up pretty darn well. Credit where credit's due. CVE, we talked about 16s being a spot to watch. Okay. Valero, gasoline names just seem to be stuck at the bottom. MPC, stuck at the bottom, right? Oxy, again, I like Oxy long-term, stuck at the bottom. These names make sense. They're big consolidation patterns, right? Just big in my opinion. EQT, same kind of thing. Big consolidation pattern, right? Flex LNG, big consolidation pattern. After that, we'll see what happens. All right, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. You guys are amazing. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always here for you guys. You know that. My goal is to, again, share the knowledge, share the wealth, work it out, be a team. And again, 20 eyes, 30 eyes watching the market is better than 2. Again, I can't see everything all the time. So I appreciate everyone in the Discord room, especially if you're around or not. Vacation, post, get involved. It's funny how people join the Discord room and they don't say hello, they don't introduce themselves, they just stalk. No, get involved. Be humble. Be humbled. Open your mind to different things. Be willing to chat and see what people say. Again, most people are everyone's very friendly in there, I promise. So, all right, have a great night. Talk to you later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.